Is there anything in the Bible that you yourself have an issue with? Okay, so it took you reading the Bible to realize that those things were bad for you?
Yeah, it actually did. I
Couldn't
didn't
figure this out on your own?
No, Ted Bundy could be redeemed. God doesn't kill children.
What do you think the Passover was? Yahweh sets up a whole system in the Old Testament where you slaughter animals just so he's able to forgive you.
Today's special guest is author D. Paul Fleming. Welcome to the show, D.
Thank you, my friend. It's an honor to be here.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for taking the time. So tell folks at home a little bit about what you do.
I confront atheists. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't.
You've come to the right place.
Persuade people one way or another, But a little bit about me. I'm a product of a rough upbringing. I wrote a book about it. Went in the military. They tried to kill me a couple times. Didn't take. They decided to retire me. Wife, 6 kids, been married, as I like to say, 50 years. Right? Got almost 10 grandkids, and I'm retired. I write books. I help people, struggle with the struggles of life, and I really have a fondness for my fellow vets. And I wrote a book called A Date with Suicide that addresses the 50 plus suicides a day by our veteran community. Eventually my injuries took a toll on me, and I had to shut everything down, retire, and here I am, right? Writing books for a guy who barely got out of high school. So when they asked me, how did you figure out how to write books? I said, man, if it wasn't for the computer and spell check, because I can type like a bat out of hell, but I can't spell. I don't know the difference between an adjunct professor and an adverb, so, and come to find out, I've always been a storyteller, but I can do some motivational stuff with what I talk about and what I write, and I'm very passionate. But people tell me that when they read my stuff, they can see the images, they can feel it. It's like being a fly on the wall. So, it's a gift. And to close that loop, when I do write, I can feel the power flowing through me, to make these impressions on people. And the last thing I'll say about that is when legitimate authors ask me about why I write, I said, listen, it's what I'm called to do. So I'm writing. I'm a very good storyteller, but it's just a gift. And I firmly believe that the spirit world flows through me and lets people pick it up from there.
Interesting. Thank you for that. So the power flowing through you would be the spirit world flowing through you?
Sure. Sounds right.
How does that work?
That's a big question. Which part?
How does the spirit flow through you? And how do we know it's a spirit flowing through us?
Well, in its simplest sense, if it feels good, it's probably white light. If it feels bad, it's probably dark energy, right? Negative energy, positive energy. How do you want to refer to the spirit world? When I talk to people, I always say to them, listen, to me, it doesn't matter what you believe in. Okay. I'm not a religion basher, but I walk hand in glove with, the Christian faith and my Native American faith and beliefs. And of course the two, can come into conflict with each other, but that's the beauty of the spirit world, right? Spirit world is designed by you, yourself, and it's how you connect and how you relate to whatever you want to call as God, Great Spirit, the Creator, whatever it is that you connect with. And that's where I am.
Interesting. No, I don't have any connection with the spirit world, as you say.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Yes.
How do I have connection with the spirit world?
So let me say it simply. Well, do you? If I'm correct, you don't believe in God or Creator or any of that?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Okay, you may not, but your soul does. Okay, and that's good because when we come here, when we incarnate in each lifetime, we have a playbill of what we're going to be doing. And clearly, for your mission in this lifetime, it's to challenge the status quo, if you will. Okay, it's to challenge the. Again, I'm speculating, so please correct me. It's to challenge the status quo of faith and religion and belief and miracles and all of that. So you're no different than I am. Okay, you're just coming at it from a different angle.
Interesting, interesting. So my soul believes is that what my soul believes in the spirit world?
If it didn't, you wouldn't be on the show.
I don't know how that works. Help me understand that. My if my soul believes I wouldn't or didn't believe I wouldn't be on this show. That's a new one to me. How does that
Why?
work?
Well, why are you here?
I'm here to have conversations with people that believe different things so we can have those conversations and hash things out.
Okay, so how'd you get here?
How to get on the show today?
No,
Or
how did you get to this point in your life
I lived my life and then I got to this point.
with no
I don't know. What do you mean
no
specifically?
with no guidance?
What do you mean no guidance?
Well, something guided you down the path to do what you're doing right now. What was that?
Why does that have to be something they're guiding me?
Well, do you just get up in the morning and say, "Wonder what I'll do today," and then go about your life, or do you
No,
think
I
things
have
out
too
and
many
plan
things.
things out?
I wish, man, I wish I had those mornings where I just got up and like, hey, woohoo, what am I going to do today? No, I wish. No,
Well,
it's
if
a
when you
lot. I
get
have
to
a
that
lot.
point, reach out because that's where I am. So, oh, it's a good timing one.
Oh man, no, no, no. I got too much on my plate for sure to do all that. No, I'm guided by my schedule and time. Time is something I am a slave to for sure. Oh, where'd you go, Paul? There you are.
Little glitch in the system there. You dropped off.
That was crazy. You dropped off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
it's storming outside today,
welcome to
so maybe that might be
welcome to
something.
yeah. Welcome to my corner of the universe.
So no, I'm definitely a slave to time. Time guides me, but I don't understand what else could be guiding me, and how will I tell that that thing is guiding me?
Do you enjoy what you do?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it if I didn't.
Oh, okay. So, what led you to do this? Why aren't you doing something else? Do you like racing cars,
Nah, it's not my thing.
football? What
Nah,
golf? What's your thing?
definitely not golf.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, no. I'm a pretty simple guy. I don't have very many um, hobbies there. So
Okay.
no, I mean, well, I don't understand though. Help me understand the guiding part. How can I tell? To me, when you say that kind of thing, I go to the movie Donnie Darko, where the guy has the thing and coming out and it guides him around through the whole thing, and that's his guide. Um, is that kind of what you're talking about? There's something inside of me that's guiding me to this different things in my life.
Well, I don't want to say inside of you. I'm going to say around you.
Okay.
Okay. So look at it like this: when a soul is placed into a baby, all right, it comes with a contract that you, the soul, create. Okay, and it outlines what you're going to accomplish in this life, and then
Wow.
you go out and literally recruit a guardian angel, a gatekeeper, another
Wow.
spirit to oversee your soul's path in this lifetime. Okay, it's literally that simple. So in your life contract, you said you're going to come here, and is it all right to use the call you an atheist or
Sure. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
so in your lifetime you came here to challenge the status quo, to say I'm an atheist, all right, to spark the conversation, um, you know, and for you enjoy what you're doing, all right. You chose to do what you're doing here.
That, yes, I did. I choose. Yeah, I chose to do that. I chose this platform several years ago. Actually, my wife helped me out, so maybe my wife was my guide.
No,
No.
no.
Hmm.
But
Well, she did help
you,
me out though. So I find her to be more helpful than the spirit at this point. My wife has helped me along the way. helped me
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
decide what
I'm
to do as
confused.
far as the show,
Hold on, Michael. I'm confused.
guided
You
me.
just said and I can't remember the exact words. You said you trust your wife to guide you more than a guide.
I don't. No. I feel that the realness of my wife guiding me is more convincing than an invisible force guiding me. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
sure,
So
sure it
how do
does.
we get to the invisible force part?
Well, again, your wife didn't make you do this podcast.
No, but she helped guide me along the way.
Well, so didn't a lot of other people, places, things, right?
Sure, but not as much. Yeah.
Okay. So you got a great wife who helped guide you in a direction. How do you know the spirit world isn't talking to your wife and getting her to encourage you to do this show?
Well, because she just used her observations about what I was doing in real life and put two and two together and said, "Hey, you should make a show." And then I did. I don't understand where the spirit part's coming in though. This is all people doing people things. Where's the
Okay.
spirit part?
What do you do is this what you do for a living or is it something else?
No, I do something else for a living.
Okay.
Definitely
So
can't do this for a living.
is
I
that
wish.
something else enjoyable?
Yeah. Oh no, I love what I do. It's a lot of work, but I love what I do.
So you get joy, satisfaction, and so on.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Then you win. You win both in your professional career and in your private professional, we call it a side career, right?
Extracurricular activities.
Okay. And you're very good at it.
Well, I'm okay. I'm fair. How's that? Fair to
Oh,
middling.
I don't think the people out there would agree with you.
Hmm.
Okay. Their reviews are either eye-opening
Hmm.
or concerning.
Hmm.
Okay. But that's not a bad thing. You've got to have the opposite side of a conversation to move life forward.
Hmm.
Okay. So when I read the reviews about you, it sparked my interest even more, okay, to have a conversation with you. Not to be confrontational, not to
Yeah.
try and convert anybody. I've never converted or encouraged anybody to pick a certain thing.
Hmm.
But I'll give you this example. I've helped so many vets and other people, but the heart of what I'm trying to get at is vets work through suicide. Okay.
Hmm.
And in doing that, you got to learn the four parts of our existence: our physical, our mental, our spiritual, and our emotional bodies. Okay. Now, those are real bodies. But then again, when you say spirit or emotional, right? Can you see your emotions?
I can
I
feel
can.
my emotions though, and
Okay.
and I can see the effects of my emotions
Okay. Well,
on my
that's what I
body.
see. And that's what I see in the spirit world.
What do we see as far as spirit effects? How do we see that?
You got to give me an example. Let me tell you a story,
Well,
and you tell me if it's an example.
okay, all right.
Okay, how do we see the effects of spirit world? Maybe 5, 10 years ago, this guy working for my wife's company, Navy vet, uh, reaches out to me and says, "Hey, I need to talk to you." I said, "All right," and I'm going to cliff note this. So I meet with him, and he says, "Listen, I've got to take tomorrow off. I've got to take my wife to have an abortion." And as he's telling me this, I can see what he's saying. Okay. So he says, "We just had an ultrasound and the baby." And I said, "You don't need to see more. I can see it. And in this bubble, I can see the insides of the baby are all outside. It was looked like roadkill."
Hmm.
Right. So as he's saying this, I'm hearing you need to go home, pray, meditate, grab him a malachite, charge it up, get it back. I'm like, all right. So I go home, I do my thing, put a chunk of malachite in, make the connections, go back, see the guy, and say, "Listen, I don't care what you believe in. All right. Whatever your wife prays to, thinks is greater than the universe, creator, God, Jesus, whatever it is. Okay. Put this in her hand, cup it, and tell her to ask, again, whatever you believe in, to do what you're asking them to do. Meaning, if you want this termination to go smoothly, then let it go smoothly. If you want the baby to be healed, then heal the baby. Okay. Whatever you want.
Hmm.
Okay. So he's looking at me like, his eyes are crossing and he's trying not to sigh, like, who's this whack job, right? Out of, respect for fellow vet, he just gave me the courtesy. Okay. Well, I don't hear from him. Day goes by, doesn't go to work. I'm at my wife's office and that's late in the day. And I'm standing in the parking lot chatting with her. And here comes his kid coming through with his, redneck, souped up 8-wheeled truck, boom, smoke blow. I mean, all that classic stuff young people, do, right? And he comes tearing into the parking lot, and man, he's moving. He stops a little ways away, jumps out, barely put the truck in park, left the door open, and he's beelining across the parking lot. And I look at my wife and I go, this ought to be interesting. And as he's getting closer, his arms are flailing, and I can see tears coming down his cheeks. So when he's yelling, "What the fuck did you put in that stone? What the fuck did you do?" Okay. Now, all right. So now I'm saying, all right, am I in a confrontation here? Or what am I doing? Kind of getting old. My gun's in my truck. So what the hell am I doing here? And he stops. Whole face goes flush. He says, "We went in for the abortion this morning. And when the nurse started the ultrasound, she said, 'Oh my.' Walked out, came in with a doctor. The doctor brought another doctor. Then the chief of surgery comes into the room, looks at my wife and me and says, 'Well, I guess we won't be doing an abortion today. Your baby's healthy.'" So they're comparing the day before or 2 days before ultrasound with the present one, which was a disaster, and the baby's completely healthy. Okay. Now, would that qualify as seeing spirit or seeing miracles, or is that just gobbledygook? How would you explain that?
Well, I wouldn't believe it's a spirit world or magical rocks. How do we know he didn't pick up a penny on the side of the road with its head face up? I mean, those are lucky, right? That could have happened. How do we know he didn't cross another person who decided, hey, you know what? I feel that my God is telling me that you're needing something, and then they pray for him on the side, or their God, or it just happens. Sometimes these things happen. So, I mean, there's lots of possibilities. It's weird to me to attribute those things to an invisible force, without any kind of verification that it was that invisible force.
Well, what would you attribute it to?
I don't know. I would say I don't know, but I definitely wouldn't attribute it to a magical rock, or a spirit world. But if that was true, oh man, D, if that was true, we could take that rock and we could go to a children's hospital and we could start curing all those kids in there. I think that would be more amazing.
Well, hold on. Let me jump in there. You would think that would be true, right? But that's not how the world works.
Well,
and that's not how the spirit world works.
Again, I would think what was true.
What you just said, you could take a magic rock and walk through the children's hospital. Well, I'm telling you, I can see what goes on in these things. Okay. So
the rocks or the children's hospital?
Both. But go back to this. Okay. You come here with a contract with a start date and a finish date. Okay. Are you familiar with the Catholic that just made this kid a saint, this 15-year-old kid a saint?
What? That's for real? Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. No, I haven't heard that.
So this kid who started reading 15. The Bible is 15. This kid started reading the Bible, when he was, an infant, right? And I'm not saying he sat there quoting scripture, but as the story goes, the kid had a religious connection from the second he was, on this earth, right? Now, this kid ended up dying of leukemia. But before he died of leukemia, things he did, one of which was to cure another child of cancer. So when people ask me, how come this kid's a saint? He cured a kid with cancer, but he couldn't cure himself. And I said, because he wasn't here to cure himself, or he would have been. He was here to make an impact and then move on, just like you. Now, I'm not saying you're moving on anytime soon. That's not what I'm getting at. But while you're here, you're making the exact same impact as that kid that the Catholic Church just made a saint. Okay. He's got the conversation moving. Okay. Now, whether you accept this or not, your atheistic views move faith forward far better than any preacher could ever do. When I watch some of your clips and I see preachers come on and try to, tell you how the world works, I'm like, okay, well, I don't understand why. Why don't you just explain to them what you are and let others do what they think is best for them? And that's my position. And it's okay not to have faith. It's okay not to believe in things like praying.
It's okay for not to believe. Yeah.
Healthy. Okay. Now, is it something I would do? Listen, I went for a period of time in my life where my faith was as wrong-headed as it gets. All right.
Mm.
I mean, as wrong-headed as it gets. I blame God for all this misery in my life and so on and so on. When I finally realized that I am the maker of whatever's in front of me and I need to decide what's happening. And if I want help, I've got this spirit world standing there, ready, willing, and able to help. Now, here's the catch. I'm not going to do it for you. You have to do the work, period. Will they open doors? Sure. How the hell did I get on your podcast? Right?
I think I messaged you. So interesting about the kid healing the cancer. How do we know the kid healed the cancer? How do we know it was him?
So again, it's, trying to cliff note without making mistakes on the story. The short version. Kid with cancer, he went, prayed over him, called in Archangel Raphael. Raphael healed him. Kid's fine.
But yeah, but how do we know the angel showed up and healed him? How do we know it was that did it?
So again, you have to have faith in something, right? If any person chooses to believe that's hogwash, okay, great. But for people who have faith, right, and for me, I see these things. Okay, now
I just want to know how we know, though. How do we know that was the cause? That was the actual reason why? That's what I'm curious about. Everybody seems to know that this kid did it, but I'm very curious in how they know that.
Well, again, I hear you, but yeah. I'm not able to answer that for you. So I'll give you an example. How do we know gravity?
I don't know.
How do we know gravity works?
Because we can test it.
Show me.
How do you know that just fell?
How do you know
that's gravity? That's what we call gravity. Is the force that brings things down.
Show me the scientific proof on gravity.
But that's scientific proof. Gravity works. Now, can we show us the scientific proof on healing somebody?
Watch. See this rock?
Yes.
Okay. I can give this to somebody and connect them with the spirit world.
D though.
So why
that's a lot different though.
Why is dropping your pen funny? Okay.
It's funny because I can see this. We can demonstrate gravity in real time. We can't demonstrate magic rocks in real time.
So if you weren't there to watch the angels heal the child, it didn't happen?
I'm not going to believe that an angel healed a child. Did you see any angels heal a child?
Hold on. Yes. So hold on.
You saw the angels.
Hold on. I see angels. Yes. Hold on a second. Hey, I want you to do this for me. It's a test run. Do this for me.
Go ahead.
Bring your pen up.
All right. Pen's up.
Okay. My eyes are closed. Drop it. Did gravity work?
Yes.
I guess I'll have to take it on faith. I didn't see it.
But you know gravity works. This isn't something that's new to you, D. You live in the world where gravity works every single second of every single day. This is different than a magic rock that we have to demonstrate works. That we don't even know if it was actually that was doing these things. Like the kid, we don't even know if it was the kid that was healing the cancer. We just assume.
I never said the rock was magic or that the rock did any healing.
Correlation is not causation. Causation, not correlation. One of those two.
Oh, but it made the connection.
You're making the connection.
That's correct. I did.
Right. You're connecting dots that we don't know for sure. So we have to actually
hold on,
draw
Mike.
in the dots.
It's okay for you to say you, but it's not okay for you to say we because I'm not part of your we. Who is the we you're talking about?
I don't know. What we did I say? Sorry. What we did I say?
You're saying we don't believe in. I'm curious because I'm talking about things that I know, I see, I do, but now you're saying we. Who's the we?
Well, I don't know. If I said we, I'm sorry. I apologize. But maybe I don't know. But how can we demonstrate this? Can we demonstrate that the spirit world is doing anything in these circumstances, or are we just picking it as the cause for these things to happen?
I'm picking it as the cause. I don't.
Right. I can say it's. I can say it's. I could say it's all kinds of things. I can say it was Kali Ma that helped out, but you're specifically saying it was you doing something to this rock and giving it to him that caused the healing, correct?
I made the connections.
Yeah. So we're connecting those dots together, even though we don't know for sure that those dots connect.
Correct. I have no idea what the outcome of that child would have been. I did my part, which was to move the process forward, make connections, and put it in their hands.
Who's them? Their hands, the family,
the mother, the father,
yeah.
and let them figure it out.
What did they figure out though? How did they use the rock, or did they just?
See, the conversation that I had with them, that was it.
Oh,
Okay. I don't follow up. I don't, you know,
you don't know what they did with the rock?
well, I know what they had. I know where they were the day before the abortion, and I knew what happened after the abortion,
Right.
or
Okay.
after they decided not to have the abortion.
I love that. I love that. So we got the before and we got the after. What
Mhm.
happened in between? We don't know all of it, but we know one part of it was the rock was given to the dude, right? So we're automatically assuming that that is the reason. There could be all kinds of things. There could be all kinds of reasons why that kid was fixed.
Could one of them be because the mother sat there praying with that rock all night long?
Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. We've seen that
Well,
prayer
what
doesn't
what
work.
is what do you think healed that baby?
I said I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea,
Okay,
but it's
but
very
how can you
unlikely it
say
was a
you
rock
don't know? But if it was faith, it not couldn't be.
because we have studies that show that prayer doesn't work. Matter of fact, we've got studies that
Now
show that prayer does
that's
the
just
opposite,
crazy
actually,
talk.
in some cases.
That's just crazy talk. Are you
Oh,
familiar with the
well,
frozen water out of Japan?
I don't know. But there are definitely studies on
Are you
prayer.
familiar with this? Are you familiar with the scientific study about freezing water in Japan and
No,
seeing the difference between negative influence and positive influence?
I don't know. But
So, a
definitely the
world-renowned
studies on
scientist.
prayer, I would highly recommend looking up the studies on prayer
Why?
because they show that prayer fails. They show that prayer fails in some instances. It shows that
Who is
prayer
this
does the
they?
opposite. It makes things worse because people are expecting that miracle.
That's just silly. Who is the they we're talking about? Who are these authors?
It's a research papers. You can go check them out online. There's a
From
bunch of them.
from
There's a
who?
bunch of different prayer studies. They've done a lot of different prayer studies
From
throughout the
who?
years. Hmm?
From who?
Prayer studies from who? What do you mean?
Who
People.
are these studies you're talking about? Is
Who are
it
the
Columbia
studies?
University? Is it Duke
Oh, no, I
University?
don't I don't
Is it the
recall
Catholic
exactly who
Church?
did
Is
it.
it the atheist organizations?
I
What
don't
is it?
recall exactly. I don't recall exactly who did it.
So,
But I
Michael,
know
when
there
somebody
are
can't,
quite a few of them. I'm going to look up one right now. Prayer study.
perfect. While you're looking up prayers and find the author and where that group
National
is from,
Institute of Health. Prayer and Healing: A Medical and Scientific Perspective. There's another one.
who's funding,
Xavier University.
who funds the
Harvard
National
study.
Institute of Health?
The Harvard study was 2006 on 1,802 coronary artery bypass surgery patients, found that prayer had no significant positive effect on recovery and that those who knew they were being prayed for had more complications. That's a Harvard study. Step. Done
So
in
there's no context in that, Michael.
2006.
What kind of prayers were they were? Who were the people praying? Was it homeless people on the street that they gathered up and said, "Okay, you guys pray, and we're going to make you non-homeless"? I mean, let me give you a concept on how difficult it is to take folks that throw these studies out there. Okay, in a date with suicide, all right, I've had to go to
Your
war.
book.
With,
Thank
with
you for
that's
promoting
correct.
that. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, listen. The more you can help promote my books, the more I appreciate it, Michael.
Hmm.
Okay. Listen. A date with suicide. U.S. government, Veterans Administration, who I'm a product of for over 40 years. In 2018, Congress ordered them to find answers to the suicide rate, which they claim was at 22 a day. A year later, they came back and said, "Miracle, we're down to 17 a day." All right. Now, from Congress to across the globe, media, and everything else, they're walking around with this piece of paper that says the VA did a study and it says, okay, well, the study is as flawed as it gets, right? Without getting into great detail, the VA only sees about 30% of all veterans, and all of their data is based on that. So almost 70% of veterans aren't even registered with the VA. VA doesn't know who they are, where they are, or what they do. Yet we're north of 50 a day in suicides, proven by people like me, and now a 12-year study that used Columbia University, North Carolina University. It started out in 8 states, and it won't get to all 50 in the next 5 years, but it'll have data from coroners, police departments, um, as much research as they can pull in. They put the data out there and they say, now you decide. Again, they come to their own conclusions and so on. So for all the research and all the people that I've listened to, they believe that 17 veterans a day commit suicide. When you put this study in front of them that breaks it out and spells it out like nothing ever has, it shows that we're north. That study shows it's easy to say it's north of 44 just based on this, on the information. But when you talk to these officials, they don't want to hear anything about it. So the question is why? Well, when you have studies that people want to listen to, they'll listen to them. When you have studies that people don't want to listen to, they'll listen to them. So if I've seen, I shouldn't say I've seen, I've heard studies of praying where it has the opposite effect of what you just said.
I'd like to see those studies.
From my position, I don't really worry about studies on the Bible or the spirit world or everything else. I see, sense, know spirit.
From what I've seen in my life, prayer fails every step of the way. And then what I've seen in these studies is the same exact thing that I've seen in real life. So I'm going to go with the things that I see in real life and the experts that are testing them.
What prayers have you asked for that have failed?
Me? No. Well, of course, every prayer I've asked for has failed, but every prayer along the way has failed as well for other people. I've listened to and actually talked to several pastors whose children have died because their prayers have failed. The whole community is praying for this child, but it still suffers and dies. So I don't see these prayers as effective.
Let's turn that around. What if the prayers worked exactly as they were supposed to work?
So you're telling me that the prayers failed on purpose because the soul or some other power wanted that child to suffer and die?
That's correct.
Okay, so what other power wants a child to suffer and die?
Well, go back to what I started this whole conversation with. When you come here, you have a contract. In that contract, it specifies.
Who made that contract?
Okay, so like the 15-year-old kid who's now a saint. My speculation is that in his contract, he said, I'm going to die. I'm going to cure leukemia and I'm going to die of leukemia. Or I'm going to cure a cancer and I'm going to die of leukemia.
These children didn't cure anything, though.
I'm not saying anybody cured anything. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. You were talking about prayer, and then we got on children dying no matter how much you pray.
Right. Who set the contract up for this individual, these children, to suffer and die?
Each soul.
Who set up that contract?
The soul that's inside, for your example, the children that died.
So the soul chose to suffer and die?
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense, D. Why would a soul choose to suffer and die?
What lessons do you learn from victory?
Okay, so it's a baby that suffers and dies. What lesson is it learning?
What lessons do you learn from victory?
Lots of lessons.
What lessons do you learn from pain?
Also, same lessons.
What changes people's lives? Good stuff or bad stuff?
Depends. Good stuff can change people's lives, and so can bad stuff, D.
Okay. So unfortunately, we have to go through bad stuff to learn. Would you?
So why did this child? What did this child learn that suffered for the few days it was here and then died?
Why does it have to be the person? Why does it have to be the person that's actually
gross,
suffering?
D. That's gross. D.
Why?
D. You're telling me that this child needs to suffer and die to teach somebody else a lesson?
No. You keep using the example of a child suffering.
That's my entire point here.
Let's use me as an example.
No, I want to go back to the point I'm making with the child from the pastor that I've talked to who had to suffer and die. Why did that child have to suffer and die? You're telling me the soul decided it would do that. Well, why would the soul decide it wanted to do that? And you said because we need to learn lessons. But that soul didn't learn any lessons. That soul didn't learn. So you said that somebody else must have learned the lesson.
Hold on. Now you're speaking for the soul of the child that was suffering?
What lesson would the child learn? Help me understand that, D.
I don't know the child you're talking about, so I'm not gonna be able to intelligently say
any infant that is stricken with an illness that suffers for, let's just say, 3 weeks. The child is alive for 3 weeks, suffers the entire time, and then dies. What lesson did it learn, D?
I don't have an answer for you.
Does it make any sense to you?
I can't speak for other people's souls, okay? But if you're not willing to look at what happens to people when a family member suffers, what happens to those
what I said, and I said gross and disgusting, and you pivoted off of that. So that was my point too, is that's gross and terrible. Help me understand, what lesson are the people learning?
Well, what have you learned from people dying or suffering from pain, leukemia, disease? What do you learn?
That it's bad.
Okay.
Why would a soul choose to suffer and die, D?
So, for the same reason a soul would choose to come here and be a billionaire. Okay. So, I'm going to come here this time. I'm going to be a billionaire. I'm going to do all these
Ah,
things. Elon Musk. Okay.
there it is. This
Well,
time. So we believe in reincarnation of the soul?
absolutely.
There it is. There it is. All
Absolutely.
right. That brings up so many questions. I love this. Okay,
So, again,
right
I'm
off the
working off
bat.
of the premise that you already understood that. So,
No, I'm sorry. No, I
now that you
kind of
said
got
that,
the
it
hint
makes it
of it.
easier to move forward.
I got the hint of it, but I wasn't quite sure. So where do these souls originate from before they get into somebody's body? Where do these souls come from?
So, if you can picture the universe in your head,
Kind of.
every, the vastness of the universe, that's where it exists.
What? In the wait, a soul is just flying around the universe?
Yes.
Okay, but where did it come from?
Listen, I'm not going to go any further in my, I'm telling you what I know. And it's limited to when you're asking me, where does a soul come from? I'm telling you what I see when you ask that question is the vastness of the universe.
So you don't know where the souls come from.
I'm telling you what I'm hearing. It is in the vastness of the universe. Again, you're talking to somebody that can see things that are almost impossible to explain. Okay, that I can feel things that are impossible to explain or to put into words.
It's a simple thing though. Um, the souls are coming from somewhere. You're saying they're flying around outer space. I'm curious where they're coming
I said
from, how they
they're
got
in the
there.
whole of the universe. I don't have any more answers for you.
I don't know is a great answer, D. I love the I don't knows. So we just believe that souls came out of
Well,
something, from
well,
somewhere.
hold on, Michael, hold
Hmm.
on. You can't say that I don't know when I said to you they exist in the whole of the universe.
Right. But where did they
What
come from, D,
you're
was my
unable,
answer or
what you're
question.
unable to do is connect the dots, and then and because you can't, you're coming back and saying, "Go
No,
ahead."
I'm going back further, D. You're saying, okay, so they're in the universe. These souls are in the universe. I want to step back a little bit further than that. Before they
Right?
got to all over the universe, where did they come from? That's my question.
Yeah. So I don't have the specific answer for you. I can simply tell you that time and space is infinite.
Right. So you don't know, which is okay. Again, we don't know, so that's fine. It's an interesting belief that souls just are out there doing their thing. So they fly around the universe looking for a body to inhabit, or how does that work? Do you know?
Yes.
So they fly around looking for a body to inhabit. Why are they in outer space and not on a planet?
Again, I didn't say you said outer space. All right, and not on a planet. All right.
You said the
Again,
vastness of space and they're all around the vastness of space.
right. Why would somebody want to hang
What does
out
that
at Earth
mean?
when you can go to any other planets and the billions of stars that are out there? And as a light being, meaning a pure piece of light, you can zip from place to place. It's pretty simple. That's what your soul is. Okay. And that, in essence, is what the spirit world is made up of a countless number of souls that are different entities. You can call them anything from people from different planet systems. You can call them angels. They're all different entities. And I haven't
Wow.
even gotten into the dark side of the veil.
Yeah, I don't even understand this part. Let's not go there yet.
Well, let me close that loop with this. When I was
Go
a
ahead.
kid and I could see all this stuff, it always concerned me when I would say it to the teacher says, well, if you're only going to live 50, 60 years on this life, what's the point of learning all this crap? I want to go do these things in life. Why do I need to know math or how to write
Hmm.
proper English? Right? I'm not going to be a novelist. Go figure, right? So how does it work? And nobody had the answer. So in the course of my lifetime, I've come to certain beliefs. And part of those beliefs are all the stuff that we learn in each lifetime is stored up in our soul. And we
Hmm.
have to continue to advance our soul at different levels, at different planes for all of eternity until you've mastered everything. Right.
Why do you
So
believe that though, D?
because I can see it, sense it, feel it, touch it, taste it, know it. All right. It's as
Can we
confident
demonstrate it?
say that aloud as it is to say to you, I can see your face and you have a great beard, by the way. It
Thank you.
it's the same thing.
But can we demonstrate this though? Can we demonstrate the spirit world? Can we demonstrate the spirits are there? Can we demonstrate any like you said the soul picks an angel? That's a
So
very
what?
interesting claim to me. Can we demonstrate any of this stuff?
I said guardian angel. Big difference.
Sure. Sure, Paul. So how can we demonstrate all this?
You tell me, what is it you need? What would you need to see to have faith in, pick the next word,
Well, I
God,
wouldn't
spirit,
need faith if I'm
angel?
seeing it, right? I mean, if I'm
What's that?
seeing it and if I got the evidence, I don't need the faith anymore, right? Faith
How
is
would that
believing
work?
without evidence, right?
Where'd you get that definition?
From the Bible. The Bible faith is believing without evidence. D.
I I'm not a,
How do you use faith?
wait a minute. Faith without what?
How do you use faith? Faith is believing without evidence to me. That's what the Bible says.
Where does it say that in the Bible? I'm curious.
Hold on, moving towards it. Moving towards it right meow. Bum, 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 bum. But I'm curious how you use faith. Faith is Hebrews 9:11. Faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. So believing without evidence.
Does it say believe without evidence?
Certain of what we do not see. That would be the evidence part, right?
So I I don't know.
Oh, well, to me, that would be the evidence part is seeing something. That would be the evidence. So we're hopeful,
So your
certain
only
of what we don't
sense
see.
so your only sense for you would be to seeing?
That's how I'm taking this verse. But I want to know how you take faith. How does faith work for you?
Okay. Faith to me is and again, faith, religion, the spirit world, it's all very, very personal. Okay. I had no interest in going public and telling my stories, but my path in this life is carved differently than I wish it to be. And every time I tried to not tell these stories, I keep getting roped back in. Right. That's faith to me. I firmly believe that I'm supposed to be out here having this conversation mainly to help people, to let people use my stories to help them move forward in their lives, overcoming trauma, overcoming a lack of faith, and re-engaging with faith. And then, as I'm going to leave it at that for now. But for me, faith is about trusting what you know, what you see, what you sense, what you understand, and what you don't understand.
Interesting. Interesting. Trusting what you know, what you know. So, how do you know what you know about the spirit world?
The same way you love your wife. Explain to me, explain to me what love looks like.
It doesn't look like anything.
Okay, what does happiness look like?
You know those things don't look like anything.
Okay, so what's the difference?
Between what?
Well, if you
The
can't
spirit world
see
and
love,
love?
how do you know it exists?
Sorry, what? Sorry, I talked over you. Go ahead.
If you can't see love, how do you know it exists?
Because I can demonstrate it in real life. I can
How?
demonstrate love. Me and my wife can demonstrate love. You want me to get into details? No, you don't want me to get into details. But we can
No,
actually see this. It's a physical thing. It's an actual thing that is in reality. The
what?
actions of others are loving or not loving. This is pretty
Well, wouldn't that
self-explanatory
be
there. I
faith?
don't understand how this is coinciding with the spirit world.
Well, can you see the spirit world?
I can't sense it either,
Well, I didn't ask you if you can sense it. Can you see it?
but I can sense and feel love. That's the difference there, D. Is I can actually feel love. I can demonstrate love. It can be demonstrated to me, but for some reason the spirit world can't be felt or demonstrated to me. D, I think you froze. Oh no, D. There you
What
go.
happened?
You're back.
What happened?
But I
Spirit
can
world had
again,
a
so back to the love
spirit
thing. It
world
can be
bouncing around.
demonstrated. It can be demonstrated to me, and I can demonstrate it to somebody else. I can demonstrate love in real life. I can feel this thing. I can see this thing happening with actions that are going on, but I can't do that with a spirit world. I don't see any actions from a spirit world. I don't feel anything. I don't see anything. I don't have any interaction with
So
this
people
world.
like me who have a deep faith like me can do all those things that you just
But
said.
I can't, Mr. D. That's help me
I get it.
understand how that works then. If
Well,
it works, why does it work for you? Let's go with that. Why does it work for you and not for me?
again, that's a long, complicated answer. So give me a second so I can cliff note it.
I
All
love
right.
Cliff Notes.
Um, I mean,
Clift notes or Clift? I think it's Clift notes.
I
could
don't
be
know. I
wrong.
never read the book with the notes. Right? Oh, now I lost the question. What was the question
Oh,
again?
demonstrate the spirit world, how it works for you and why it doesn't work for me.
Okay. So when I was young, I can see all these things that other people can't, and I can see things, feel things, and know things. All right. How? That was the biggest question I had for myself and anybody who would listen without trying to lock me up in a, in a box, right? Okay. Because when you can see angels walking beside people, you can see an angel in a church, or you can hear the spirit world, or ghosts are telling you, I want you to pass this message along.
Hmm.
Okay. And for the most part, they lock you up for that crap, right? Okay. So as a kid, I knew all these things, but I had to learn to not say anything about it. Okay. So for me, I guess it's the only thing I can tell you is that I feel the spirit world the way you would feel love for your wife. Okay. It is that obvious to me. Now, how did I get there? So we all
Why you,
have
not me?
frequency. What's that?
Why you, not me? Why do you have this power and I don't?
Oh, you have the power. You're just here on this mission to do what you're doing, and that's bring more people to faith by your podcast. And you're very successful at it.
I'm
Okay.
actually doing the opposite there, D, though. A lot of people have lost their faith through my podcast.
Give me an example.
Just last night, I talked to somebody who listened to my podcast and started deconstructing from there.
Deconstructing what?
Their religion, their beliefs.
Huge difference between faith and religion. What religion?
Christianity, D.
Well, that's a broad stroke. Which denomination?
I don't know, D. Why does it matter?
Well, because a conversation on religion and faith, the spirit world, are two completely different things. Okay.
It's
My
all,
wife,
to me, it's all nonsense, D. So it's all in the same category. It's all in that same nonsense category. The more I can break people free from their nonsense, their bondage of faith, the better off they'll be. So that's why I do this, D, to help people break through that bondage of faith and to have the great conversations that I have and to meet some interesting people. No, all kinds of reasons I do this, D, but that's definitely one of them.
so you've brought another person. You've saved another person from the Christianity.
From the bondage of
Christianity
faith, D. They've broken
bondage.
free from the bondage of faith and they've welcomed to reality.
So what,
They live in the real world again. Sorry, what?
so what do they do, or what do you do?
What do I do about what?
Well, now that you're free of the faith, what does that do for you?
Oh man, you don't have to worry about it anymore. That's number one. You don't have an invisible friend. You don't have to worry about hellfire. You don't have to preach the gospel to anybody. You don't have to believe this nonsense anymore. You can just live your life, aside from religion or ridiculous beliefs.
So what happens when you die?
You die.
I know I said that. What happens?
Right? Nothing, D. Nothing happens when you die. Do you remember before you were born?
Do I remember before I was born?
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
It's the same thing, D. It's the same thing. Death and before you were born are the same thing. It's that same nothingness. You go to nothing.
where's your proof?
Nowhere. You go to the ground, you decompose. You become part of the circle of life.
So you have faith that when you die, you just die. There's nothing
Why would I
more.
have faith? That's evident. We have evidence for that happening. We know when people die, they go to the ground and they decompose, or wherever they're at and they decompose. We know this happens, D. We don't see them go anywhere. We don't have any evidence of people going anywhere but die. That's it. So
So do
that's
you
where I'm
believe
at. That's where I'm going to stay
do
till I get
do
evidence
you
otherwise.
believe people are made up of energy?
No, I don't believe people are made up of energy. Where atoms, I guess atoms are energy. I guess, sure, to an
Well,
extent.
then what do they do? Why do they check your heart for the electronic beat?
To make sure your heart's not pumping.
Yeah, but they're checking to see what frequency your heart is actually pumping at, is moving
I
at.
don't know about if they're checking the frequency your heart is pumping at, but they are definitely checking to see if your heart is pumping.
Okay, so you don't believe that the body is energy.
Sure, let's go with the body as energy. What's the point there?
Okay. Well, science has proven that energy never disappears. It just
Right. Where does it
changes.
go?
So where does the energy go?
Right. Into the world around us. That's the circle of life. It doesn't go to a special planet or into the universe as a soul running around looking for a body. That's really weird. How do we get to there? How do we get from we're dead now to now our souls are running around the universe looking for a body? How do we get there?
It's a lot more complicated than your simple statement, but um,
It's interesting to me how we get there. It's fanciful. It's fancy thinking, fanciful thinking, fantasy. That's where I go with that. Unless we can demonstrate that these things are real or these things actually happen, I'm just going to stick with we die and we don't come back. We don't go anywhere. We just dissipate. Our energy goes back to the world around us as worm food or decomposing into the ground, stuff like that.
what happens to your love for your wife? What
It
happens to that
dies. All
energy?
my memories are gone. I was just talking about this with the wife the other day, actually. All of our different experiences through life, once our brain is gone, that's it. These different experiences, they fade away because they were held within me. That's what makes them more special to me, D, is that I hold all of these experiences through my life and I carry them with me and I can share them with others. I can keep them for myself and go to my grave with them. I think it's very unique and very special.
Okay.
I think that's what makes it even more special to me, D, is because there's not an astral plane or some kind of other existence for my soul or my memories to go to. So I have this one life. It makes it even more precious.
What if you're wrong?
All kinds of things. What if I'm wrong in every religion, D? Then I'm going to hell in every religion. I'm going to
No, I'm
not
just
have
saying,
my
what if
spirit
you're
world go over here. I'm not going to have my spirit do this, all because I don't believe these different things. So, I mean, we have to figure out which one is correct. There's so many different ideas out there, D. So many.
but you don't believe in any of them? So why does it?
No,
Why
I
would
have
it?
not been convinced that any of them are real. Yet to be convinced. D, so I got this thing, D. I have a green light god. My car was green
A
and
what?
it crashed and saved my family. And when it died, we had to it's gone. It became the green light god. So now every time you get a green light, that's actually just my car trying to save you some time. And if you get a red light, that means my green light god is slowing you down, saving you from either an accident, a traffic ticket, or teaching you some patience. So it's the same thing as any of these other weird belief systems. You can't demonstrate that it's actually real, but I can say and make all kinds of claims about the things that are around me and try and explain them away. Like the green light. I got 3 green lights today. How did that happen? Well, it must have been my green light god. I must have used my blinker, you know? So how can we demonstrate that that's not real versus all of these other religions and all of these other beliefs? It's all just fantasy. We just make shit up as we go, D. Uh-oh. Andy's gone. I wonder if I'm gone too. I wonder if I go too when you go, D. I'm very curious. I can't wait to go back and watch this and see what happens when when that goes away. But no, D, there's lots of different beliefs out there. How do you know my green light God isn't real?
I don't have anything to say. Why
He's
would I want to?
demonstrated every
Why would I
single
want to?
day.
Why would I want to piss on your beliefs?
Don't piss on it. Just question it for sure.
Why?
Question my beliefs because again, D, I think the more true
Why?
things we believe, the better off the species will be.
Well, why do you have to be out there doing what you're doing? Why can't you just have your own beliefs and go on about
Because
life?
D, unfortunately, other people can't just have their beliefs and go on their merry way. They make decisions on these beliefs every single day. We have an orange idiot in charge right now because of the decisions that people make. So when people make bad decisions or people are making those bad decisions and I see it and I can tell them, hey, whoa, 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 that's not a good idea. Maybe we should think this through. And I can be that person. I'm going to be that person. I'm definitely going to say,
Your
maybe we shouldn't be doing that.
so your position is that you're here to tell people what they should and shouldn't do.
That's not it at
That's what
all.
you just said.
That's not it at all.
You just said that when you see people doing stupid shit,
What
I
do I
need to
do?
tell you what's wrong.
What do I do?
I'm asking you. You
We
you said,
question it. I want them to question it, so I'm going to ask them questions and we're going to have that conversation and try and rationalize their decisions.
well, with
D,
respect
so
to
I'm going to
faith,
let people know
why?
that I don't find that decision very smart or logical. Let's talk it out. Why did you make that decision?
Yeah, but why? What to what
D,
end?
because
What
I
is
live in the same world that they do, and I have to I have to deal with their decisions. Let's go with my green light God. So my green light God decides to give somebody a red light. They run that red light and get in an accident. They should have listened to my green light God. That was a bad decision. So I'm going to talk about somebody who does that kind of thing and figure out, why are we making such bad decisions? Let's get in the right path. And if you feel that decision is the right decision, well, talk to me, convince me. I love this. Let's have that conversation. D,
Under what authority do you feel that urge, that need to tell
I'm a
people?
human being. I'm a human being that lives in the world with these people who make decisions like that. If I'm living in a world with people who run red lights, do you think I'm going to stop and say, hey guys, maybe we shouldn't be running red lights? Why are you running this red light? Is there a reason we can do that? Is there a way we can fix this? Is there a way around that? I have to live in society with these people. So I'm going to question their actions 100%.
So you're the spiritual law enforcement.
Not even remotely. I'm the rational law enforcement.
Well,
Let's
if
go
the
with
guy
that.
runs the red light, then you had a green light
rationality.
because you're green God.
I want
why would you want to have a conversation with him?
I want more rationality in the world, D. I think.
Okay, so what does that look like?
Well, stopping at red lights for one.
No, I'm serious.
Using your blinkers for another.
I get what you're saying, but
not believing in the power of prayer for another.
Why?
Because it's nonsense and it doesn't work.
For you.
D, show me, demonstrate to me that prayer works.
Why? Why would I have to do that?
Because then I'm going to continue to feel or know that prayer fails until somebody can demonstrate another thing.
Why do you keep asking me to either prove something to you or I'm not here to get you to believe in anything.
Okay? No, I'd like to be convinced that your reality is real. That's what I want. D, I want you to convince me that your reality is real. I want to be a part of the D reality. Help me understand how this is real.
Yeah, Michael, you're really mistaken. I don't preach what I believe in to anybody to convert them to do anything. Okay.
Did you give a magic rock to somebody?
What's that?
Did you physically give a rock to somebody that you had supercharged and expected a result?
Yes. I've done it many, many times.
There you are. That's you influencing other people.
Oh. Okay. To do what?
To believe in magic rocks.
Is that what your takeaway is?
D, that's what you're doing, right? You're giving them the magic rock. You're expecting something to happen. And when that something happens, you expect that person to think that it was from the magic rock. What do you expect them to think it was from, D?
But it doesn't matter. You can give somebody a chunk of wood. And if it can help them overcome some kind of pain or trauma, okay, and give them a reason to hope,
a placebo,
to have belief in the future. And if that falls back on the word faith, if you can find another thing to fall back on while you're
reality
suffering or struggling, okay. So the reality of life is harsh.
Absolutely.
Fair? So you're saying the only thing you have to fall back on is the reality of life?
I think we should accept reality for what it is, even though when it's harsh. D.
Well, everybody comes to terms with dying at one point or another, so we all come to terms with the reality.
Christians don't. They think they're going to live forever.
But we all have the right to do it in a way that we see fit.
Sure, of course, but I'm going to speak out against it if I think it's nonsense.
Why? Why would you be
again? Because D, I live in a world. I live in a world around me where people's decisions affect my life.
How does a person praying outside an abortion clinic affect your life?
Because they're spreading nonsense. First off, why do they have to pray outside the abortion clinic? Does their power of prayer not work inside of their own house?
Well, it doesn't matter. That's where the person wanted to be. Why is that a bad thing?
Because they're spreading nonsense, D.
They're not spreading anything. They're just standing
there. They're out there thinking that their power of prayer is working, correct?
Yes.
Correct. And if somebody sees them along the sidewalk and goes, oh, they're such a great person, look at them praying outside of an abortion clinic, is that going to influence that person at all? Oh, D, you froze again. What's going to happen is it's going to continue to spread the nonsense. That person's going to be like, oh, look, it works. And they're going to be on the next person, next person, next person. I should be doing this. I need to get out there and speak against the abortion clinics. Meanwhile, their own God is boarding babies in the Bible. I'm curious if anybody can hear me during these pauses. D, can you hear me during these pauses? D. Oh, I've lost you, D. I don't know if it's my end. Oh, and uh-oh. Ooh, that was a long pause. Hmm. Well, we might have to close it out here soon. D, can you hear me, D? That's the sound video. Rename. Put in waiting room. I'm not sure what to do with this, D. Definitely want to finish up our talking points and give you the last word here. I'm going to ask you to start your video. I'm going to put you in the waiting room. Oh, oh, whoa, that's weird. Now we got two D's.
Broke the internet.
We got a double D going on here. Oh man, I don't know. Let's just finish the
I got
talking
dropped.
point, and then can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. You got me?
Okay, good. Yeah, let's just finish our talking point there, and then I'll let you plug your books, and then where can we find you and all that fun stuff.
Oh,
Go
hold
ahead.
on, Michael. I got a couple more questions for you that I'm sure you're going to have great answers for.
Oh boy. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I didn't get to hear your answers to the other one, but let's go down this path. So you don't believe in heaven, you don't believe in the spirit world, you don't believe in any of that. How about hell?
No.
Okay. So there's no demons, no dark energy.
No.
You ever play with a Ouija board?
Oh yeah, those are fun.
How often?
I once or twice. Why?
What have you done?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Did anything happen?
No, nothing happened.
Hmm.
Absolutely nothing. You know what does happen though? I love it because you got all those. Oh, the other D's gone. All those kids holding their hands on the thingy. Who's
No, I'm
moving
talking
it?
about
Who's
you.
moving it?
I'm
Ooh.
talking about you.
Me what? By
I'm talking
myself?
about you. Have you have you played with the Ouija board?
No, by myself, no. But with other people,
Oh, I'm
yes.
sorry, I misunderstood your question. You've done it with other people, just not yourself?
Right.
When was the last time?
A long time ago when I was a kid.
Hmm. You remember anything from it?
Yeah, everything. It was nothing happened.
What did you do?
What?
There's a point behind this, so stick with me. Do you remember what you did? Did you ask for
Vaguely, I
anything?
remember we asked about the spirit world, if it was real. We asked for things to move. Somebody said they were going to be on the Jerry Springer show. That was what the spirit told them, but they weren't on the Jerry Springer show. Um, yeah, no, it was nonsense. Just kids playing around, man. Do
You
you
haven't done
believe
it
that
since?
Ouija boards do things?
You haven't done it since?
No,
Why not?
I don't feel the need to do it.
Oh, okay.
You want to play with one right now? You got one, D?
So one thing I don't do is tempt the dark side, but I do but I
D.
do remove the dark side from this earth. And I
Whoa.
do it.
How do you
Okay.
do that?
It's a complex process, but
Does
the
it
bottom
involve
line is
rocks?
what's that?
Does it involve rocks?
It does.
Hmm.
Selenite, black tourmaline, malachite.
Hmm.
Um,
Interesting, D. Go ahead. What's your next question?
yeah. You asked me about um, why some people can see things and one other people can't.
Me specifically?
You,
Yeah, go
you,
ahead.
you know what frequencies you can hear and what frequencies you can't hear?
Ooh, I know that as I get older, there's frequencies I can't hear. That's really strange to do. And the kids are like, I hear it. And I'm like, I can't hear a damn thing. Yeah. What about that?
What frequencies can a dog hear?
Oh, I don't know. There's low frequencies, though. High frequencies. Sorry.
Low frequencies or high frequencies?
I think it's the high frequency.
But you don't know.
I can't remember.
So how come a dog can hear different frequencies than a human?
I don't know.
Where do those frequencies come from?
Noise. I don't know. Like a dog whistle. They can hear that high frequency. We can't.
Okay. Can a dog see things that humans can't?
I don't think so.
You don't?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Why would you believe that dogs can see things we can't?
We were talking about frequencies and why some people can see things and they can't. But you don't have any baseline to have a debate with. So it's like trying to debate
Well,
with,
let's go
as
with the
you call them,
kids.
magic
Let's go.
rocks.
Let's go with the kids and the adults. Why can I hear different frequencies the kids can? Do you think that's
I don't
spirit
know.
world or do you think it's science?
I don't know. You have to
Oh,
tell me, because I can hear things that other people can't.
yeah, I
Now,
think
how is that?
it's that actual science with the frequencies. Um, it's been proven that adults can't hear certain things because as they get older, their hearing changes. So our taste buds change too. So I mean, I don't understand where the spirit part comes in.
Well, I was trying to find a baseline to work with you to make some points, but there's no baseline there, Michael. I mean,
Yeah, no,
you have a flat line of um,
of
you know,
knowledge.
well, I haven't heard any knowledge come out of you. I've heard some
Oh,
information.
D.
Well,
Wah,
seriously,
wah,
what did I
wah.
miss, Mike? What did I miss? You've quoted studies and surveys that,
Mm-hmm.
come from Harvard or some other places.
Uh-huh.
Now, why would a Harvard study be beneficial to say that prayer works? Okay. And that's kind of
What do
crazy
you
because
mean? Why
Harvard
would it be
started out as a religious
beneficial?
school. What's that?
Why would it be beneficial? What do you mean?
I'm sorry, I
You
lost the
said why would it be beneficial to see if prayer works for Harvard?
no, I'm saying what you said. Okay, why would you used a study and I was trying to make an example. But what I'm trying to get back is I hear you saying a lot of stuff, but I don't hear you bringing any of your own facts to the table. You keep
What
asking
facts
me
do I
or
have?
I don't see any. Okay.
Right.
So when
I don't have any claims here. I'm just lots of questions.
are you
Is that the
getting
problem? I
answers?
haven't made any claims, D. Am
Are you getting answers?
I getting answers somewhat? But I think here's the problem, D. When we deep dive into it, I mean, you can say all these things. The spirit wants to find a guardian angel. There's magic rocks and all these things. But what I really want to know is the whys and the how we know these things. But when I dive deep into those things, what I find, which is typical, that we don't know. We're just believing this stuff. We're filling our gaps of knowledge with spirit
So my
worlds and
question to you
magic
is what would
rocks.
happen if you knew? What would change if you knew?
Knew what?
Everything you just said. If you had answers to everything you just said,
Well,
what would
then I would
change?
know. That's what would change, Paul or D. I
Okay.
would know.
What would you do with all that information?
I don't know. Why does it matter? I would know.
Why would it matter? Because when we know things, we don't approach them in the same way as when we don't know things. Is that a fair statement?
Sure. Well,
Okay.
some of us.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about suicide for a second.
Mm,
All the religions out there, most of them, the majority of the religions,
mm.
say that if you commit suicide, you're going to hell, purgatory, damnation, blah, blah, blah. Right?
Some of them, yeah.
Okay. What do the other ones say?
Well, I don't know.
So again, you say
So
some
some
of
of
them.
them say that and some of them don't. Okay, so
The ones that don't, what do they say?
I don't know. What do they say?
Well, I'm asking you. I thought you knew. You're the one that said some don't.
Okay, so all of them do. Is that better?
Again, I'm not saying that. I thought you were going to help me out understanding something because I haven't been able to get anybody. I know there are some religions out there that believe in, you can suicide and so on and so on, but I just don't know the names of them. Anyway, the point
That's
is,
a research thing. We can do it
what
another
if
time.
everybody,
What's the point,
what
though?
if, here's the point. What if everybody walking the earth knew that you were going to be reincarnated?
I don't know. What if they knew?
Okay. What if the religion said, you know what, if you're not happy with this life, kill yourself, come back and, you'll have a better life.
Okay, then we would have people unaliving themselves all the time.
Correct. So again, I'm not promoting faith. I'm not promoting religion. I'm simply saying that most religions have some kind of kibosh put on committing suicide.
But what's the
Why?
point, though?
What's the point? Well, if you went around telling everybody and believing that, listen, if your life sucks and you're 20 years old, just off yourself, come back and do it again, start over.
Okay,
Okay.
that's not a good idea, D. We can both agree on that. What's the point, though?
I agree with it. I fight every day to help veterans overcome suicide. Okay.
Good.
It's not the path. Okay. And here's why. Because you're going to have to come back here and do this whole life all over again until you get it right.
How do we
Okay?
know if we get it right, D? What happens when we get it right?
Okay. To use a current gamer terms, you level up.
Right, but what do
You
we
learn
do? Where do we
things and you
go?
move on. your soul advances and you move through the universe that you so amply put down, to better and higher and better things. Your frequency rises up. Darkness
But
has
where
a
does it
very
go,
low
though?
frequency.
Does it go into another being, or does it just keep traveling the space place?
It can do both. Okay. I mean,
So it's a
literally, it can do both. There are spirits that haven't reincarnated for a very long time. And there are spirits that just keep coming back until they keep battling to get it right.
so if a spirit is all awesomed out, leveled up as much as he can, does he go back into an animal, or does he just what does it do once it's reached that level? I don't
Then you,
understand.
then you do what you and I are doing right here, help people understand themselves.
How do we Okay, that's a really weird claim. So, do you know anybody that's leveled up like this? Who can you give me an example of a person that has this leveled up thing, or
A
an
living
animal,
person,
or an entity?
a living person,
Anything.
well, you're staring at one
Oh, you're leveled up.
a number of times in this lifetime. Yes.
Okay, but have you leveled up to the max? That's what I'm saying here.
Well, if I was, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Okay,
Not
so
this one.
what happens to the soul that levels up to the max? What does it do? Where does it
So again,
go?
I've already said this. You just won't accept it. Once you get to a point, you come back like Jesus did and help others. Okay. Now,
Ah,
whether you do it by
there's your
reincarnating
example. That's what I'm
or if
looking
you come
for.
back,
I was
what are
looking
you
for an
looking?
example of somebody who has leveled up to the max and come back. That's my
No, I
question
said
there.
Jesus came back to help people. You asked me what I was doing.
No,
Okay.
I
Or
asked.
what would happen with me?
I'm gonna start over here.
Good.
Maybe I wasn't clear. So you got a soul. The soul has maxed out his abilities. Now
That's
you're
not,
telling me
that's
some.
not possible, but go ahead.
Oh, now it's not possible. So we can't max
Well,
out a
how
soul.
can you have infinite knowledge?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the one that believes in the spirit stuff.
Well, again, I'm not saying it is. I'm telling you that it's not
Okay.
possible for a soul to be, you know, infinitely wise because everything is constantly evolving, changing, moving forward, growing, learning new things, right?
So souls do not max out.
Again, not my strong cup of tea, but I'm trying to make a reasonable argument on no, I don't believe that you're going to match God, Great Spirit,
There we go.
the ultimate entity. Okay. But that is, you know, the idea to look towards
What is God?
something greater than you, something greater than all of us. Okay. To
How do we
aspire
get
to
know that
be,
God is greater than us?
how do we know?
Yeah, how do you know that
I'm
God
not
is
the
greater than
greatest
you?
thing on this earth. And I'm confident that if I stick with I'm me and that's it, there's nothing, I don't have to answer anything. I'm not accountable to anything. Then I can do whatever I want. Okay. If there, for me, the spirit world is in part a check and balance for me to help me stay focused, stay in line, and walk a good path or a red road.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think you answered the question though. How do you know that God is that maxed out level? How do you know that God is
So again, the same way you know you love your wife, you can see it, sense it, feel it. Do you know it?
what does that feel like to know
Hold
that
on.
God is the
It's the
ultimate
same thing for
maxed
me.
out dude?
You're asking me for an answer, and I'm giving you an
Yeah,
actual
I'm
example.
asking you about the feeling. How does it
That's
feel?
correct. The same type feelings you have for love towards your wife is what I'm using that as the example. How do I know? Because I know. I
Because you
feel it, I
feel
sense it, I
right.
see it.
What does it feel like, D?
So there's nothing I can give you an example of. I keep trying to say to you, love. Okay. I keep using the word love. I keep using the example love, but you're not grasping it. That's
Because
as
that makes no
close.
sense to me. So you experience love, all of a sudden you're feeling love, and now you know that God is the maxed out entity.
Well,
That
I mean,
that doesn't make any sense to me, D.
why?
Because when I feel love, I don't automatically think that there's a magical being out there who has
I
maxed
didn't,
out
I
his
didn't
soul.
say that.
That's
I
really
didn't say
weird.
that. You did. You asked me how I know. And
Right. And
I'm
you said
telling
it's the
you, I
feeling
know
of love.
I know the same way you know you love your wife.
Let's try this
For
again.
you, it's
What does
that
it feel
feeling, and
like,
I'm
D?
trying to, and I'm telling you, I can't explain that feeling. I never have been able to, and I never will. Okay,
How do
the
we know this
closest thing I
feeling
can
is
say to you,
that?
what's that?
How do we know this feeling that we can't explain is
So,
this? It's
so if
so
you talk
confusing
to
to
any,
me.
Well, it's not confusing. You're just trying to.
It's absolutely totally confusing, D, because to me this is nonsense. You have a feeling and you can't describe, and therefore this feeling tells you that this God is
nothing. Nothing told me. Nothing told me anything.
The feeling is telling you this, correct?
How does a feeling tell you anything? What does the feeling of loving your wife tell you?
It tells me that she loves me and that I love her.
Okay.
Okay, so what does your feeling tell you?
It doesn't tell me anything. I don't understand your question. How is you're telling me the spirit world is supposed to tell me how I'm feeling?
D, you said it gives you a feeling, and I asked you to describe the feeling. You can't describe the feeling, but you know that this feeling lets you know that this spirit world is real, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That was the entire thing. I appreciate that. All right, D, thank you so much, man. I appreciate your time. Do you have any more questions for me before we head out?
No.
Awesome. No, I appreciate your time. Go ahead and plug your books. Where can we find you? And any closing words?
My books are on Amazon. If you want to reach out, you can find me on Facebook. Other than that, keep the faith, keep moving forward.
Thanks, D. Appreciate it, man. We'll keep in touch.
Hey, thank you for having me on your show.
Absolutely, man. Talk to you. That's all the show there is for you today. Thanks for listening. As always, you can find all things BSW related on the show's website at thebiblesayswhat.com. If you like what you heard and want to help keep the recording light on, simply go to thebiblesayswhat.com and sign up to be a supporter of the show. Your episodic tithes of $1 or more will get you early access to each new episode on Wednesdays instead of Sundays. You can also catch me live on the show's TikTok and YouTube channel every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 6 p.m. PST. Links are in the show notes. And no matter which platform you use to listen to your podcasts, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on the next episode. Until then, would you kindly share and review the show?